Printed circuit boards, or PCBs, are found in almost all electronic devices. These boards are green and have shiny lines called traces. The traces are like tiny wires. They carry electricity. Components like resistors and capacitors are soldered to the traces. PCBs are important because they connect electronic components in a compact and organized way. Without PCBs, electronics would be much larger and more difficult to build. Think about your phone. It has a PCB inside. So does your TV and your computer. PCBs are everywhere in our lives. Learning how they work and how to fix them is a useful skill. With a little practice, you can become good at troubleshooting PCBs. Even though PCBs are well made, problems can happen. One common problem is a broken trace. A trace can break if the PCB is bent or dropped. A bad solder joint is another issue. Solder is the metal that connects components to the traces. If the solder is not applied correctly, the joint can fail. Sometimes components themselves can become faulty. A capacitor might short out. A resistor might become open. These faulty components will prevent the circuit from working properly. Other problems include shorts, where traces accidentally connect, and opens, where a connection is broken. By learning how to identify these problems, you can begin to troubleshoot PCBs. To troubleshoot PCBs, you will need a few basic tools. A multimeter is essential for testing circuits. It can measure voltage, current, and resistance. A magnifying glass will help you see small details on the PCB. A soldering iron is necessary for removing and replacing components. You will also need solder wire and a soldering iron stand. A small set of tools, like tweezers and wire cutters, will also be helpful. These tools are not expensive and can be found at most electronics stores. Once you have these tools, you are ready to start troubleshooting. Before you begin, make sure the device is unplugged. Safety is important when working with electronics. Use a multimeter to check for continuity in the traces. This will help you find breaks. Inspect the solder joints closely. Look for joints that are dull, cracked, or have too much or too little solder. Use the soldering iron to reflow bad joints or remove and replace faulty components. If you suspect a component is faulty, use the multimeter to test it. Compare your readings to the component's specifications. Remember to take your time, be patient, and practice. Troubleshooting PCBs takes practice, but it can be a rewarding skill to learn.